His name was Roy Allen Harrich. He was executed in 1991 on the 24th of April in Florida by electrocution. His crime was shooting and stabbing two teenage hitchhikers, killing one of them. His last meal consisted of sirloin steak, grilled mushrooms, broccoli casserole, Brussels sprouts, chef salad, onion rings, garlic bread specifically with provolone cheese and black olives, and pineapple juice. The other only request for the last meal was something very strange, raspberry fritters, which I've never even heard of this. We are going to make the exact same recipe for raspberry fritters that was served to Roy as his last meal. According to this book, this is the exact recipe that was served in the death row for these raspberry fritters. We're gonna try it. I can't put into words how creepy it is to follow a recipe that you know was someone's last bite. Like the last thing someone ate before they, you know, hit the road. I don't know. Me trying to talk about death and making this children friendly. I'll do my best, but this is a very heavy video just in general, just so you know. So you're gonna need 3/4 of a cup of self-raising flour and 3/4 of a cup of cornmeal. Some of the foods and like recipes in this video, this is not the best way to make anything. These are not the best recipes. But keep in mind, these were literally made for someone who murdered people. Like this is made for someone who's horrible. The chefs or the people who are cooking in jail or the death row restaurant, they don't really care whether you're gonna like the meal or not. This is very much like throw everything in there and it'll be fine. So that's what we're doing. So 1 egg. Okay. And we're gonna combine this. It's looking very much like not a dough. I wonder when people are about to die if they want to request something that they used to eat when they were little or something, or like something that your grandma used to make for you as like comfort. I don't really know why, because I mean, you're probably gonna meet your grandma in 5 minutes. This is the one that gets me cancelled, I think. I had a great run. It was great. Longer than most YouTube creators. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add the raspberries. So you're gonna need 1 cup of fresh raspberries. And this is a whole package of frozen raspberries, specifically in syrup. First of all, you want to defrost them a little bit, and then you want to add just kind of like the raspberries and the syrup, and sort of, you don't want to add all the liquid immediately. So kind of try to pick just the solid. Then we're going to add some vanilla extract. This is like vanilla bean powder. If this was for an actual criminal, someone who murdered someone, I'd probably put charcoal in it. So now we're supposed to mix this. And this is supposed to become like a dough. So the only sugar in this basically comes from the syrup in the frozen raspberries. If this isn't the weirdest recipe that we've ever tested, it's pretty close. Who knew that serial killers had such a gourmet taste? Like this actually kind of looks like something that you'd be served at like Disneyland restaurant or something. To this we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of oil. If the batter is too thick, you can also add some more liquid from the frozen raspberry. But I actually put most of my liquid in, and it actually seems like I think that's gonna work. If you're wondering what someone who literally murdered craves in their deathbed, this is it. I'm aware this is very messed up, like seriously messed up to talk about this. Let's do like a 3-second of, we're all interested in this. I'm just as messed up as you, so this is ready for frying. Fritters is like something that kind of needs to be like deep fried. So, I mean, I'm gonna wait for this to heat up a little bit. This is too much mess for someone who can't even eat the dish again. I'm so scared because this is still kind of frozen. Should we do like a little test? Could be hotter. It's bubbling up now. Oh, it's pink. It looks like raw liver. That is horrifying. Like, that looks like chewing gum? That is really gross. And I think it's because of the context of the video, it makes this even worse. My toilet door is open. I'm being haunted by the spirit of a serial killer. If this explodes and I die and this turns out to be my last meal, that would be hilarious. This is gonna be our first fritter. Oh, I feel like it could be bigger. It looks like brains. Maybe this is why this person chose this meal, because this is horrifying. Literally a fried brain. That's what this is. I don't want you guys to think that I'm exaggerating, that this is one of the ugliest, most repulsive meals. You guys be the judges of this. Like, straight into the electric chair. Me when I'm in the death row, I'll just skip the meal. I'll jump right in. The oil is a bit hotter now, so maybe this is gonna look better. It's just as ugly. I would even say this is uglier now. This is a fried brain. Like, this is nothing else but a fried brain. I can see the raspberry seeds in it. When you kill two people and somehow your food choices are the most criminal part of your personality. This looks like human liver. Maybe that's why they loved it so much. These are one of the weirdest foods I've ever made in my kitchen. Like, these are truly bizarre. I have a theory that the person only asked for these because they knew this would horrify anyone. It actually looks like brains or like a liver. It looks like fried mushy brains. And one of the weirdest things about this is the fact that you can see the raspberry seeds in it. It looks like pimples. I hope you guys can see it, but that literally looks like pimples. This is the last step of the recipe, which is adding some icing sugar on top. They actually don't have a lot of sugar because it's all just a syrup. At least this is making them look a little bit better. I'm gonna put in this metal tray, like someone just got their appendix removed. And that's it. Raw steak, an appendix. That's what it looks like. It's... wow. So this is the complete death row meal. This is a whole lot of items. Like, I don't really know. Do you guys agree with providing someone who did something terrible, you know, this amount of items, this amount of quality of food after they've done something terrible? Considering they're dying in like 5 minutes. I'm not avoiding like a sensitive political topic. I genuinely don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna go straight for this because I just need to test this out. And we do have other meals to test out in this video. These look disgusting, but the actual flavor is actually pleasant. The only thing I don't like is the raspberry seeds. You can actually taste the raspberry seeds. It's not like a good crunch. It's a full-on... Do you hear the crunch? This is weird. I actually like every single item in here, and I would be really excited about this, but after reading about the crimes, I'm like... It makes it really difficult to enjoy this. Actually, never mind. These are pretty damn good. I mean, we've got more horrible crimes to go through and meals. I love how I started this by saying that I'm not hungry. You know, I'm literally gonna have to stop eating so we can move on to the next one. So this convict's name was Roger Dale Stafford. He was executed on the 1st of July of 1995 in Oklahoma by lethal injection, after shooting and killing a family of 3 who were traveling to a funeral in North Dakota. He then went on and murdered 6 employees at a steakhouse. His last meal was not 1, not 2, not 3, 6 hot dogs with a side of large french fries and 2 chocolate milkshakes. If you think this is a lot of hot dogs, he also specifically requested for the hot dogs to be covered in chili and cheese. This is going to be the official chili recipe that they use for this meal in the death row. You guys are 100% not ready for the steps of making this death row chili. Like, it's literally insane. Before that, I have to go through the measurements for the chili, and the reason for that is because this is made in jail, so the measurements were actually in pounds. It literally said 1 pound of hot chili powder. We're only doing the 6 hot dogs, so I'm only using 500 grams of beef, so I had to adjust the measurements from literal stones or sticks in pounds. I don't know, American measuring system. I love you guys, but like, we need to do something about this. I've converted everything to grams and also to normal person-sized amounts. So the first ingredient that we need is the cumin, and specifically 10 grams for this amount of meat. I'm confident that this will taste exactly the same. Okay, that's a whole lot. That's a lot for this amount of meat. But then we need 5 grams of hot chili powder. Might as well open because with these amounts. So this will be 5. Surprisingly, it's not a whole lot of paprika. I think it's only 2 grams of paprika. I guess paprika is probably more expensive and they're like, these people do not deserve. Why is this not changing? Why is it on 0? Why is it not moving? Ugh, I think this is broken. Okay, that's 2 grams. Okay. Oh, why did I forget that was made of glass? Me when I forget I have a physical body and I'm not only a spiritual being. Okay, this is the only measurement that was actually kind of like, was not specific. It said 2 handfuls of crushed chilies. I'm gonna do like 1 pinch, maybe 2 pinches. I feel like that would be the equivalent. We're doing 22 times less of the original. And last but not least, this is the only ingredient that goes in this other than meat. There's no beans, nothing. Like, keep in mind this is for literal criminals. 10 grams of garlic, which is actually not even that much. Not me feeling bad for someone who literally murdered 10 people. I am scared that this video is gonna give bad vibes in my house. I keep thinking about it. This is all the ingredients for the chili and plus the beef. This is it. This is how you make death row chili. The steps are even worse than this. So the recipe starts with adding the meat. Oh, that was acrobatic of the beef. To this we're gonna add the cumin, the garlic, also once again in no specific order, chili powder, paprika, and the chili flakes. And that is literally it. So the recipe basically says to put this on a high heat for the first 10 minutes and to basically cover this whole thing in water. Like, this is the official chili recipe. Like, if you're in death row, this is the chili that you're gonna be eating. So we're gonna break it, let it cook on high heat for 10 minutes, and then just let it finish for 40 minutes. And that is it. It's not a good look, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like beef cooked in muddy water. Not this video making me feel bad for people in the death row. And cows, because honestly, I don't like raw meat. Me as an empath, sensing that the cow might not be okay. I know this doesn't look appetizing, but the good thing is, imagine if this actually tasted okay, and maybe we were just complicating chili, and it could have been this easy the whole time. So I'm just making sure that I'm breaking every bit of meat. Because this is less meat, I would assume it's a little bit quicker, but I'm gonna give it exactly the same amount of time. I want this chili to taste like it's my last one. This cooked for the full 40 minutes, and let me tell you, I have never smelled such an intense beef smell in my entire life. I keep on smelling myself. I feel like I smell like a dead cow. My curtains smell like a dead cow. So I cannot wait to see what's on here. This cooked for 40 minutes. It's chili. Barely. If you follow this recipe, which honestly don't, you'll probably finish with this. It worked in the sense that the water did disappear, and if I looked at this, I would have thought, oh, nice, chili. But then there's no beans, no tomato, nothing. The last step is possibly the most horrifying one. The way they finish off this chili on the death row is they add 2 full spoons of MSG. And then we finally mix all of this up. It's like the grease is like separated from the meat or something. Where does this oil come from? We didn't even put any oil in here. I am truly horrified. I really am. The MSG might have not been the worst part. It might have been what saves this. When MSG is the most delicious part of a dish, burn it. We're gonna assemble our death row hot dogs. Do you see the oil dripping from this chili? We're just gonna spoon that on top of the hot dogs. If this was my last meal, I would ask for VIP services to the electric chair. Give me the electric chair, give me the injection. If there's a third one, I'll take it too. The other one was very disturbing because I kept thinking of the crime the person committed, and this meal is almost as bad. So the chili goes on top of the hot dog, so he also requested for this to be covered in cheese. So there we go. This actually makes this look a little bit better, but still not forgetting what this chili was made like. And there we go, guys. What a way to go. I would be like, you know what? I might just get a snack in hell. All mixed up now with the hot dog and the fries and the cheese. It actually looks and smells nice. I don't know how that makes sense, but before it smelled really, really bad. I just realized that the chocolate milkshakes are probably to wash down the chili. This last meal feels like competitive eating. Do you want a last meal or a challenge? Or both? I mean, that does look pretty good. I honestly don't think this is a terrible choice for the last meal. It's just the fact of the way it was cooked that makes it bad. But we're gonna give it a try either way. Wow. It tastes like chili. I haven't got anything gross yet. 6 is a lot though. And the fries. Well, this chili is so spicy. I have no idea how you could eat 6 of these. I hate to say it, but the chili kind of works here though. It's really weird, but it does. Like, I literally would not even be able to eat a full one because it's so spicy. Maybe the fries are like to cool it down. Maybe we can do like oh, this is the only way to make this tolerable with this level of spice. This is all falling apart now. I would give this like a 2 out of 10. Not me rating death row meals like it's a TikTok food review. The good thing about the milkshake, they didn't make it at the jailhouse. The convict's name was Pedro Medina. He was executed on the 26th of March of 1997 in Florida by electrocution. He was convicted for murdering a school teacher by stabbing her 10 times with a butcher knife. His last meal was well done steak with onion and garlic gravy, French fries, black beans, rice, a block of American cheese, a coconut pie, and butter pecan ice cream. And the only other request that Pedro made was a very specific dish that I personally had never heard of, a Yucca Salad. And this is the official recipe for the Yucca Salad that ended up being his very last meal. According to the official prison recipe, this was the only difficult part really, which was peeling off the cassava, boiling it, and then roasting it in the oven. When you're done, it kind of looks like potato. It's really weird. It's not potato though, because I tasted it and it's very much jelly-like. And this is basically the only preparation that you need before actually putting together the salad. This part is a lot easier. So the yucca or cassava, I don't really know which one you use. I think it's the same thing, is roasted, so we can move on to basically assembling our salad. So the recipe says to use a little bit of olive oil. It doesn't really specify how much. And to this we're gonna add the garlic. This is 1 white onion that I've diced up. So this all goes in. According to the prison recipe, there's no specific order. Then you will need some green olives and 1 bay leaf, which I have never put bay leaf in anything. Do I just throw it in there? It seems wrong. Okay. And this is basically it. That's all you need to make our salad. That was burning real quick. Usually you guys can see what's going on, so now that we've got the budget, finally, I think we may need a little bit more olive oil, just because it seems like a little bit dry. It's looking good, honestly. The onions are basically soft, and I'm not sure if they're see-through yet, but I think they're gonna go there. It didn't really say anything on the recipe about what to do with these leaves, so I'm just gonna remove them because this is not gonna be edible because they're too crunchy. I'm sure we got the flavor out of them already. So the last step is to basically add the cassava that we roasted and boiled. So it's supposed to look kind of powdery once you start to mix it, like the cassava is supposed to break down, I think. I don't know if this is the most authentic recipe for this dish, considering that we're following a recipe by someone who cooks in prison. Close enough, I guess. This is truly like an interesting salad. That's what I would call it. Just a different salad. Should we break this in half a little bit? I'm not sure. I think that might be a good idea. I think I left them too big when I cooked them. If anyone grew up eating this dish, I think this might be like a South American dish. I could be wrong. Let me ask the audience. Did it look anything like this? I don't think so. I have no way to compare this to anything else. I can only tell you that I think it smells nice. That's it. I have no idea what it tastes like. I don't even know if I like yucca or cassava. Completely new for me. So, you know, keeping my mind open. With all the other stuff that he's eating, like the coconut pie, what a way to go. I think my last meal would be Korean fried chicken. Like, that's it. I don't even have to think about it. Korean fried chicken, yep. It's kind of my favorite food. I think this looks good. Some people might disagree, but in my opinion, this looks pretty damn good. The last step on the recipe is to add some balsamic vinegar. And keep in mind, I'm not saying this is traditional or authentic. Don't kill each other in the comment section, please. And a little drizzle of olive oil. And that is it. We have done it. It took a death row meal recipe for me to try something from South America. And that basically concludes our death row meal. Like, that is the full meal that someone had on their death row. I am mostly horrified by the block of American cheese. Like, what even is this? This is not even yellow American cheese. It would be more horrifying if this was truly solid. This is just cheese slices. The one thing that I'm really truly like dying to try here is the Yucca salad. I think he only requested this dish because probably not very easy to make and find in Florida. He probably thought this is gonna take them like 6 months to find the ingredients, but I guess not. Why is this the most incredible? It doesn't really taste like potato. It tastes superior to potato. I might be considering a stay in Florida death row jail because this is good. This is really good. It's like a potato, but better. I think this is what tapioca comes from. So this explains why bubble tea is as delicious as it is, because if my brain is correct, this is what makes bubble tea, right? I don't know. This is so good. The best thing ever. It's really amazing. When it comes to the rating of this last meal, it's a solid last meal. A block of American cheese, pecan ice cream, like, wow. That tastes like a Bath & Body Works candle. Okay, we need to do just one last bite. I don't want to... Coconut pie with butter pecan ice cream. Maybe it was onto something. Oh, wow. I can't believe he went to jail when he could have been a taste tester at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant in Las Vegas. A strange video. Not my strangest, but a strange video. So whenever I talk about crimes or like serial killers and things like that, a lot of people don't like it. You guys are sensitive. I get it. I'm sensitive too. I have like this dark, morbid part of me who loves things like that, like crime. I was gonna say violence. I don't love violence, but like I'm interested in it. Horrible things that people do, I personally find it interesting. So I made this video for myself. I hope I liked it. I did. I don't think I'm gonna make another one of these because I genuinely think you guys don't like this kind of stuff. Like, this is too morbid. I've always had the idea of making, like, cooking someone's last meal, like actually cooking from scratch while going through the crimes and like just morbid facts about whoever serial killer. There's this trend where people do this, but they're doing their makeup. I've seen this all over TikTok, so I would love to do that, but I just don't think you guys are gonna like it. I think it's too much. Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about that. You know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. That's about it. I love you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.